Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm coming back with story time. I'm gonna call this the most awkward date I've ever been on. Not the worst, the most awkward date. So make sure that you like this video, subscribe, and leave a comment. Like I said, I love talking to you guys, and yeah. Now, it was homecoming last week. And on the Tuesday night, if you see, I'm gonna link my homecoming vlog, homecoming part 1, on the Tuesday night where I first let my wig pop out. Me and Sid, we pre-gamed and we called Uber. And one thing about me, for some reason, I'm real friendly, period. So with the Uber rides, I be chatting, y'all. And when I get in Ubers where there are college students, I'm like, OMG, a new friend. That can be really dangerous. So everybody, it's not always a great idea. So that's one of the things that pop in my mind as I'm talking to this Uber driver. So I asked him for his actual number or whatever. He seemed cool, like, we'll be texting, we're texting, and it seems okay, it seems chill. He hits me up like, I want to hang out, whatever, when can I hang out? And I'm like, I'm free Monday through Wednesday, but we hang out from Thursday through Sunday. You got to pick me up from work. So he's like, cool, that's fine. We decide on Thursday. He comes and picks me up. Make him drive me home so I could change my shirt. And we're just chatting. He's asking me like what I want to do. Like I said, mind you, this wasn't even established as a date. This was just us hanging out. A lot of things were interesting to me. So I have this dry erase board or whatever where I write like my goals, some little sayings that I need to remember. And for some reason, everybody that come here writes like they've been here. So I have this friend who came over and wrote like he was here, and the new guy, the one that takes me on this date or whatever, he comes and he's like, who's so and so? Mind you, it's 2 guys on this board, but I guess because one of the guys was here when I got home, because it was Sid's cousin, he just didn't care about that person. But he crosses the guy's name out and puts his name over it. So I laugh because I'm like, why didn't you just erase it? It's dry erase. But then at the same time, I'm like, okay. So he's like, have you ever been to a drive-in movie? And I'm like, no. Oh my gosh, that'll be fun. Cool. So then he's like, all right, let's go. We go to a drive-in movie. Get in the car. Conversation's fine. On our way to the drive-in movie. Gets to the drive-in movie. He's trying to find, he's like, which one's scary? He just keeps talking about scary movies. And I'm like, I'm not going to be scared, but okay. We go to watch The Green Inferno, which actually is an okay movie. It's just not scary to me, but more of disgusting. And like, even before the movie, like we're talking, and then like he decides to be like, boo, and like touches me. And I don't like being touched, y'all. Like, one thing about me, I don't like being touched. It's weird, and I know it. And my mom says that in order for me to probably have a man that's going to love me, he's probably going to be extra affectionate because I'm nowhere near it. Like, I don't know, it could be so many reasons for that. I'm like, okay, don't touch me, no offense. Like, I'm like, I'm not, that's how I felt. I didn't say that. Now, we're watching the movie and like, everything's okay, but like the conversations just weren't like, I don't know, they were weird. Like, he's weird, but there's nothing wrong with being weird. I realized that I don't think he really was enjoying the movie. So like, at first it was all about whether or not I was enjoying it, but then it became like, I don't think he was, because he kept saying, oh, it's guns and stuff over on the other movie. We can go watch that. Like, and I'm like, I want to finish watching this one. And then afterwards, we went to go watch the other one. And I mean, he was consistent and asked me if I cared to watch it, So we leave and we talk about getting some food. We drive, we go to Cookout. We get to Cookout, it's packed. He's telling me how that cookout is the ratchet cookout. And I'm like, it's the first cookout. Like, never not the first of anything. You can't do that. What, ratchet or not. If it wasn't for the first, then it wouldn't be no second. So he's like, oh, it's really long. Like, are you about to die eating? Because maybe we go to a different cookout, like whatever. And I'm like, no, like, it's fine. Everything's cool. And we drive around the cookout line. Then this guy walks up, y'all, this security guy. Y'all, I never seen a man so fine in my life. But yeah, so it's this fine security guard that walks up, and he's like, my date rolls his window down. My date's like, oh, so is it 2 lines, whatever, asking him questions, and he's like, it is 2 lines, they are kind of long, I'm directing the people, like da-da-da-da. So I'm in the passenger. This is why I'm so, like, I felt so bad, but I couldn't help myself, because in my mind, y'all, like, my date was fine. like in the sense of like how it was going, and the guy was cool, but for some reason in my brain, I'm like, this man right here, this security guard right here, honey. So I'm on the passenger side, like, while my date is talking to him, and the guy peeped. I know he peeped. Let me describe him to y'all. So he was this light-skinned man, mind you, I don't discriminate, any color is fine with me, with the bone structure was like on fleek, like chisel bone structure. He had curly hair that was like this reddish brown, which to me is close enough to red, and I think gingers are special. So reddish brown and beautiful eyes. Like, he just looked like, oh my gosh, it's this model. If I could find a picture of this model that I've seen on one of these Find A black men like sites or whatever, I will show you. If it could have been him, who knows, but it looked like him. So I'm over there on the side, like giving him the eye, like, what's up? And my date looks at me and's like, because the guy then goes, the security guard then goes, do y'all want to go? Y'all go inside? Do y'all want to go inside? And I think my date realized how I was looking at him, so he looked at me and he was like, do you want to go inside? And I was like, we can go inside. And look, the security guard definitely in his eye. Like, I'm just pure wrong at this point. I really am. I'm really wrong, and I felt it in my soul. But part of me was like, you know, you deserve to go out there and do whatever. And you know, I never, I'm never like that. Like, even if I think a guy is fine, I'm usually like, he still gotta come and show me some type of interest, because if he's that fine, I have all types of crazy logics, y'all. If he's that fine, he probably got all the hoes, and and I need him to know that every hoe don't want his ass. Excuse my French. So I do that. We go inside. We get inside. The security guard decides he wants to come inside, and now we're in line, and he's on the side. He keeps like glancing at me, and then he talks to this girl who works at Best Buy, and they're like talking about something. He keeps looking, so I keep looking. Like, I'm like looking. So I think my date realized my date's trying to talk to me, but I'm not paying attention to anything he's saying, honestly. Like, not really. So we get up there, I order my food, I basically pull my wallet out, and my date's like, and I can get a milkshake, and here's my card. So I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm still peeping shorty on the right, aka the security guard. So then we sit down, and the security guard is talking to the girl but staring at me. And I'm looking up, and I'm taking my phone. If I wasn't recording this on my phone, say this is my phone, y'all. I know it's deodorant. Say this is my phone. I'm like this, trying to catch him on the snap. I'm like, and my date keep going, like, my date on this side trying to see why I'm holding my phone like this. And I'm like, dang, like, why you in my phone? I'm trying to have evidence of this fine man, right? So me and my date's talking. And I'm just basically, for the rest of the time, I'm just basically plotting on the security guard. And then we get our food. I'll get my food. I'm talking to him. And this is when it became like, this date isn't for me. So we're talking, and I was telling him about how, like, with the movie that he wanted to see, it's cops, there are a lot of dirty cops in this world, and it's some cops that be in the drug business. And I was like, granted, in America it's not blatant, but in other places it's blatant or whatever. And he was trying to manipulate me to say otherwise. Like, literally was out here not arguing, but like this passive aggressive manipulation tone of just trying to tell me, like, that's not true. I know what the police do with the evidence. They just leave the drugs in the evidence thing. You don't even touch it. And I'm just like, okay. You can think that this world is not corrupt and we don't live in America. While we seen like this truck, and I'm like, oh, that truck looks interesting. Like, what is that? Like, I wonder what that truck is for. And he's like, oh, it's a porn truck. And I used to explore the internet a lot, so that's why I know. And this is what happens in the porn truck. And I'm like, why do you know this? This is weird. Okay. This is what had me lost. He kept touching my phone and trying to take my phone. Then he took my phone, and I was like, what are you doing? And he made us take a picture, and I'm like, irritated. I'm still looking at the fine security guard, by the way, y'all. I ain't never stopped. I was just waiting for him to come over and say something, because I didn't know how to. But then at the same time, I was like, I want him to slide me a napkin or something. But anyway, so takes the picture. I'm like, okay. He's like, and don't delete it. And I'm like, and then he's like, so what you doing tomorrow? And I'm telling him, oh, I might go to a Halloween party. I got class, then I got work, then I want to go to a Halloween party. He's like,
how you gonna do all that?
And I'm like,
what? And
he's like,
I mean, I wanted to hang out with you, but it's just like, I don't know. How are you gonna manage all of that? Like, you still gonna feel like up to go out to party after all of that?
And I'm like,
I mean, if I want to, like, what do you mean?
He's like, so you're
gonna go to class, you're gonna go to work, and then you're gonna go to a party.
And I'm like,
in 5 minutes of mood? Yes.
He's then like, oh.
Okay, well, I wanted to go to the park. I said, oh, well, I can't go to the park anyway because I got work. And he's like, isn't the park open 24 hours? Negro, I'm not going to the park with you at night. I don't know you.
He lets some conversation go by and he brings it up again and he's like,
well, you know, what you can do is go to the party, see if you're feeling it. And then, because I was like, I don't know if I'm really feeling the party. He's like, go to the party, see if you're feeling it. If you're not feeling it, then I'll just come pick you up and then we can just hang out. And I'm like, okay. But in my mind, it's like, at this point, because it's like the 3rd or 4th time you brought it up, I'm like, bruh, what we not going to do is make somebody hang out with you every day.
I felt like he was clocking me. Like, it was like, okay, how is it a mess to go to the party after I go to work, but it's okay to hang out with you after I go to work and go to class? I'm confused. That's how we established that it was so-called a date. So we're talking about whatever, and I'm like, I don't really go on dates. People don't really ask y'all. And I'm like, you know, whatever. He goes, oh, so this is a date? So we're considering this a date. Because you said it, I didn't. I was like, I wasn't saying it was a date, but okay. The icing on the cake. So, for one, I want you to know, y'all, he really did peep me always look at a security guard. I sadly did not get the security guard's number or anything, but I am determined to go back to that same cookout without that man and beg that man because he was just too fine. Unless, you know, somebody else who I'm probably kind of sort of talking to, interested in, you know, continues to be great or cool cool, as I would say, continues to be cool, and I don't feel like I should get the security guard's numbers out of respect for him.
So, in addition to asking me to go out the next day, that Friday, he wanted me to stay out Thursday night, and I'm like, I got class at 10, I was tired, I didn't want to be out. He kept being like, you trying to go to the bar, you trying to go to the bar, and I'm like, I'm not really trying to go to the bar, I don't want to, you know, go. And he just kept on keeping on trying to convince me to go to the bar.
So eventually I convinced him that I want to go home. On the ride home, we're talking about stuff, and he drove by the Fox Theater, and it said that Kim was coming with Tamar Braxton, and I was like,
Kim don't need to have a concert with Tamar. Like, I would go to a Kim concert, but I don't want Tamar Braxton. So then he's like, who's Kim? And he's like, Kim K or some nonsense. And I'm like, no, Kim, like K-E-M. And he's like, oh, I don't know who he is. And I'm like, oh, you don't know Kim? I said, oh, jokingly. I'm like, because he was like, oh, did you just listen to one? Earlier he was trying to come at the music I listened to, talk about, you just listen to one kind of music, you know, ratchet or like whatever. And I'm like, no, I listen to everything. So when he said, you know, Kim, I'm like, you don't know Kim? You just got in the ears, like off of, I Think I Love My Life. And I was laughing and joking, and he's like, no, da-da-da-da. And then, like, he's like, I understand if you're just butthurt because I don't know Kim. Like, you're just mad. I understand. Like, he kept saying, I'm like, I'm not mad. To the point where it got really annoying, and I was just like, okay, I'm mad because you said so.
Like, he just did a lot of things that was like, okay, you're weird, but at the same time, you're doing stuff that I hate. I hate people trying to manipulate me into thinking what they want me to think. I hate people who tell me how I feel, and when I tell them I don't feel that way, they continue to say how I feel and just don't kill it. I don't like people touching my phone. Like, if you're not my significant other or we're not close already, I don't feel like you should be grabbing for my phone. Like, why are you touching my phone? And when he was
like, don't take it personal. I just like messing with stuff.
No, you've been trying to grab my phone all night. You don't know me. I go home. He drops me off. I'm like, all right, this was nice. I really thank you for it. Cool. I let it go. I haven't talked to him since. You're a great guy if you're watching this, because you probably are, because we definitely talked about YouTube. You're a great guy. There was nothing wrong with you. I just don't think that we're meant to talk in that manner. Good friend though. Probably be a great friend. Cool person, but no. So yeah, that was my most awkward date. I call it awkward because in my brain, I'm still over here stuck on the security guard. And it would have been even more awkward if the security guard came and dropped a couple numbers. But thank God he didn't. Thanks for watching it. You know, let me know what other story times you might want to hear. And I will be sure to do them. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Oh, and share, y'all. Share my videos. Share my channel. Tell me any topics you want me to talk about. Tell me any tea. If I can be sure to follow me on my social media. Follow me at MissMosstheBoss on Instagram. Follow me on Snapchat at MissMosstheBoss. Follow me on Twitter at LittleMissMoss_. I tried to have MissMosstheBoss, y'all, but some account that hasn't been active since 2005 or something has it. She got it on Twitter. I don't know how to try to get the name. And I have a Periscope, which is linked to my Twitter. So if you want me to do a live chat or something, let me know.